Your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billy can win! Billy can win!
Now, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
And welcome to the program. It is that time, Sunday, and a huge sports day today. And what a big day that, you know what, let's get right to the highlights. Let's not mess around. This is a great morning for Cardinals fans. They woke up in third place. They woke up 5.5 games out. They woke up having won 9 of 11 after a horrible 7-game losing skid for everybody involved. Players didn't like it. Oli, Mo, you, me. It was a rough time, wasn't it? Till that 8th inning yesterday. Wasn't that something? In front of a big crowd, sellout crowd at Busch Stadium, Memorial Day weekend crowd. A 4-3 ball game. Who do they call on? Matt Carpenter, a little gray in his beard. Gets up there, no batting gloves, holds that bat from the left side, and this happened.
He holds the bat down on the knob. The pitch. A swing, and there's a base hit right field. Suzuki comes up with the ball. Here's the throw. A play at the plate. Burleson slides. Safe! Safe at the plate. We're tied at 4. A close play. The call goes to the Cardinals. And a hit for Carpenter, driving in the tying run, sending the go-ahead run to third.
They reviewed that play at the plate. Burleson slid in, left hand, just gets in. A tremendous slide by Burley. They could have gone with Dylan Carlson there as a pinch runner. They stick with Burley. That allows Carlson to be available if they needed him. They go to Brendan. As it turned out, they didn't need him. They go to Brendan Donovan, and this happened.
Wider from the belt. Here it comes. A swing and a ground ball. Base hit left field. It scores 1. It scores 2. The Cardinals lead 6-4. And I smell the coffee brewing.
Me too, John. John Rudy with the call on KMOX. Next batter, Lars Nootbaar.
Nootbaar swings, and he drives the ball toward the gap in right center field. The ball gets down. That rolls all the way to the wall. Donovan scores. Nootbaar's on his way to third. The throw, the slide, safe at third. A triple for Lars Nootbaar. 7-4 in favor of the Cardinals in the bottom of the 8th. And the 2-out scoring continues.
They lead it 7-4, and they head to the top of the 9th, and Ryan Helsley is on the mound. That was a great call on KMOX by John. Meanwhile, on Fox, the call by Adam Amin and Adam Wainwright, and Waino mentions in there that when it comes to closers, he says, doesn't the tying run always come to the plate? It's amazing. It's just drama always. And against the Cubs, why wouldn't it be? Ryan Helsley's on the mound, and the Cubs get some people on, and then this happened.
Even with the grass off the line to third for the left-handed batting Tauchman, who lines it into right for a base hit. And the Cubs inch closer. First and second with 1 out as Tauchman drives in Swanson.
Doug, so let's go back here. So the Cardinals are up 7-4 in this ball game. It's a 7-4 lead in the 9th inning to Ryan Helsley, who is the guy. He is one of the best closers in baseball this year. There is no question that he is going to be in line for an all-star nod. Meantime, the Cubs get themselves a little something here. Swanson with a single, Madrigal with a single. Happ flies out. Happ wasn't feeling well. He came in as a pinch hitter in that 9th inning, replacing Miguel Amaya, and he flew out to center field. Carlson was playing at that point. Then they go to Tauchman, and he gets the hit right there. So that drives in Swanson, and it's 7-5. He's got to deal with Seiya Suzuki, and Suzuki flies out to left. So there are 2 gone, and the former MVP, Cody Bellinger, is up now.
Bellinger, 7 homers, 22 RBIs, swings, and a base hit to right field. That scores Madrigal. And on to third base, representing the tying run, Tauchman. Bellinger keeps this game going, and it's a 1-run game, 7-6 Cardinals.
And so it comes down to this. Christopher Morel, Ryan Helsley, game on the line, Cards lead by 1.
The pitch on the way, a swing and a ground ball behind second. Gorman steps on second, a Redbird winner. Bellinger is out 4 unassisted coming down, and this ball game has come to an end. The Cardinals have outlasted the Cubs and light up the night in downtown St. Louis, a 7-6 Redbird winner.
What a win that is for the Cardinals. They get a big one after having Friday night's game rained out. They don't have to face Shota Imanaga. The Cubs have decided to preserve him a little bit. They want him for the long haul, so they pass his start. The Cardinals go with Michaelis, Romero gets the win. Helsley gets the save. Leiter Jr. takes the loss. A sold-out crowd of 45,071 saw it. And after the game, a visit with Matt Carpenter.
Our player of the game this evening with the big hit in the 8th inning. You know who I'm talking about. Welcome back, Matt Carpenter, officially.
Man, it was a lot of fun. Great win tonight. Cardinal fans, you guys were great. What a great game that was.
You know, for you guys, it was a battle all night long. This is a good ball club in Chicago. What was going on in the dugout as you guys were trying to make a comeback?
Yeah, and we know they got a good team over there. This was a hard-fought win. Miles kept us in the game. The bullpen came in, kept us in the game as well. We were able to get some big hits there in the 8th and extend the lead and find a way to pull this thing off.
You've been in that situation a number of times. What's going through your mind in that situation? Because you haven't seen that pitcher a great deal.
Yeah, I always try to prepare, starting in like the 5th inning for that opportunity. And I knew that there was a chance and, started doing your homework, getting ready for it and trying to get your mind right, slow the heart rate when you get in that spot and just try to have a good at-bat.
You were brought in this year to be one of the leaders on this team, add some veteran experience. What's that been like for you?
It's been a blast. I love this group of guys. I think we got a really good team that's starting to get hot at the right time, and it's going to be a fun summer.
Does this team remind you of any of the other ones you played for in St. Louis?
Yeah, a bunch of those good playoff teams we have. I think we've got everything we need to make a run here. So, stay tuned.
We're undefeated in these new uniforms.
Yeah, that's 1-0 here in the Lou.
Nice job.
All right, thanks.
Matt Carpenter is our player of the game.
Talking about the City Connect uniforms that they're wearing, those red jerseys with the Lou stitched across the front, underneath the birds on the bat, the red caps that say STL across them in white. And the Cardinals get the win 7-6 over the Cubs, a monster win for them. We're going to talk to the manager, Oli Marmol, here in 2 minutes. He's going to join us live in his normal slot on Sports on a Sunday morning. John Mozeliak will be with us next hour at 11:30, and we have a lot in between there. We've got at 10:30, KyleBusch. Kyle is hot right now, still, as you can hear in this interview, about what happened with Ricky Stenhouse Jr., a fight in the garage area of the NASCAR All-Star race. He's going to run the Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte, and I talked to him about that and more coming up, so don't go anywhere. And then at 10:45, Chris Blair will join us live from Indianapolis at the Indy 500 in Gasoline Alley. He is the general manager of Worldwide Technology Raceway, 1 week away from his race, the Enjoy Illinois 300. Curtis Francois, Chris Blair, and that incredible group over at Worldwide Technology Raceway. They're probably busy right now in the rainy conditions, just getting everything shaped up for what's going to be a huge week of NASCAR at Worldwide Technology Raceway. 11:15, Lutz Fan and Steel will be with us, the sporting director for St. Louis City SC. They lost last night at City Park, 2-1 to Seattle. John Mozeliak at 11:30, and then at 11:45, we'll go through a number of stories of the day and look ahead to what's to come later today. You're listening to Sports on a Sunday morning on KMOX at 10:14. It's Oli Marmol next.
When you have Rhino Shield on your house, it does a couple of things for you. It beautifies the house, and it protects it from the harshest elements. And boy, do we see those here in the greater St. Louis area. You get instant curb appeal. It will stick to anything. Rhino Shield is the answer, no matter whether you're painting a home or a church or a business or a condo, because it's 100% waterproof. It takes care of the outdoor maintenance on whatever is on the outside of your home. The brick, the block, aluminum, steel, stucco. They can put this on with the 2 to 3 coat process. They're there about a week, and they do a great job. A lot of businesses have done it in the area. Several Firestones have done that. Vantage Credit Union over the years, Harlan Packaging down in DeSoto. Call Darren today and schedule your free estimate. 877-25-RHINO, easy to remember phone number, or go online today at 877-25rhino.com.
Baseball season is heating up. With the free Odyssey app, you can get the most entertaining local coverage of your team while you're at work or on the go. Stay locked in and in the know with your favorite hosts as they bring you unfiltered takes, react to the latest team news, and talk to callers. Don't miss any of the action. Stream the shows you love live or on demand with the Odyssey app. That's AUDACY. Download it today for free.
Schedule your free tree inspection from Gamma Tree Experts now. I'm Tim Gamma. Our certified arborist and horticulturist are ready to meet you in preparation of the coming season. Winter is always hard on a lot of trees here in St. Louis. If you have a tree that you're really concerned about, let us come take a look at it for free. I'm Tim Gamma. Give me a call at 725-6159. That's 314-725-6159. Your trees deserve the best care from Gamma Tree Experts.
What keeps you up at night? If it's a new diagnosis or an aging parent or just being home alone, our St. Louis-based ACM Care can help. Their RNs will listen to you, advocate for you, and get you through this. ACM Care is a nonprofit based right here in St. Louis. They've been helping St. Louisans for over 24 years, and they want to help you too. The first call is free. You can reach them at 314-293-0697 or acmcare.org or Google them. ACM Care will get you care.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing.
But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
As a roofer, spring means the start of my busy season, which means I've got to get organized. With help from Beacon, I can save time with Beacon Pro Plus and 24/7 access to live pricing, delivery tracking, order history, and more. Plus, this spring, I can earn $1,000 and the chance to win a $25,000 backyard renovation just by buying my CertainTeed shingles online with Beacon. No purchase necessary. Now that's what I call a spring cleanup. Visit BECN.com for official rules and to start earning entries.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. We're focusing on head and neck cancer, and joining me is Dr. Sid Perham, surgical oncologist at Siteman.
We're really lucky at Siteman that we have a fantastic multidisciplinary team to kind of work together to give the patient the most comprehensive plan. One of the first head and neck tumor centers in the country.
Special thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, go to siteman.wustl.edu.
I'm Debbie Monterey, and I see more clearly thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Make your appointment today at 314-966-5000 or online at youridoc.com.
Now the Manager's Chat, presented by Siteman Cancer Center. Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer.
Welcome back to the show. It's 10:18, sports on a Sunday morning on KMOX. We have not connected with Oli Marmol. Hey, look, that's understandable. I mean, he's got to have a little family time. I did talk to him yesterday, and he was going to be ready to go for today. But when you have an unusual Sunday where you're playing a Sunday night game, you get to have a little family time in the morning. We got to give him that respect. So if that is the case, we will, of course, have John Mozeliak at 11:30. But here is Oli after a thrilling win yesterday, 7-6 over the Cubs.
Are you kidding me? That's what it's about right there. This place was packed, and we put on a good show. And that crowd was electric, man. And the players feed off of that. These guys are getting after it, and they're determined to win this division and take our shot. So I'll tell you right now, man, being able to play in front of that today, and the crowd was unbelievable. Yeah.
There's at least like 3 decisions that get you to a spot where Early's running for himself, and then
yeah.
What puts you there to make that goal?
Yeah, it wasn't easy because you want a pinch run there. For Burley, it's your best shot, but also if it gets a little hairy there, they can go Smiley at Ciani, and you want DC is going to be your only runner for Burleson. That's your only upgrade. You want him to be able to take that bat from the right side if they do go lefty at Ciani. So you're sitting there trying to hold that card. Obviously they didn't. They went stuck with the right-hander. Carp takes the at bat, and then DC is going to go ahead and play center field after that. So yeah, we went back and forth whether we do it or not, whether they would use Smiley there in the 8th. It worked out just fine. His poise, he's going to stick to his game plan, and he's been in that situation before. We felt really good about him taking that at bat, man, and he delivered.
Not just today, but over the last multiple games, Brendan Donovan has shown again why he's lead off and why he's a trusted guy on his roster. What have you seen from Brian? What does it look like to see him come up big today?
Just grit. I mean, he's not going to give in regardless of how it's going. He can have a week where it's not going his way, but he's never going to give in to that. He's going to continue to battle and just be a tough at bat. I mean, that last single there, that was huge for a lot of reasons. But man, he just he brings a lot to this club outside of his performance, but his grit definitely stands out.
A lot of impressive and exciting moments, obviously, about tonight's game. But was there anything specific that stood out to you just from the way that this game was played as a whole?
I would say the communication in the dugout and just the overall feel of not being out of any game. There's a certain mentality right now that is contagious, and I absolutely love it. When I say determined, there's just a conviction in our guys to turn this thing around and do it well, and to be able to do it at home in front of a packed house today was pretty nice.
Is that kind of seen some of the stuff that doesn't really show up in the box scores, but I think the first 3 runs, like taking those bases and stolen bases, taking out the double play situations, and coming through?
That was a big part of that game. I mean, to your point, it goes unnoticed to some degree, but yeah, being able to take those extra bags and put ourselves in position to stay out of the double play and be able to score there was big. So the attention to detail and not missing small opportunities has been a key to our success as of late. Yeah. Very good.
Did you have a view of Alex slide? Did you have any sort of see that he was in there?
No, I was hoping it was called safe so that if it was close, it'd be hard to overturn. But yeah, I mean, we talked about you want to potentially run for him there, but you also have to save that at bat. But once we called in and Chad said we're good, it was a good relief.
Well, I mean, is that what he says? Is that all Chad says? And we're good?
Yeah. Sure.
But, I mean, there's a lot going on in that bit, and just for his hand to get underneath. I mean, it seemed the only way he was safe was the way.
Yes, it worked out really well. Catcher had ball in hand, not in glove. He slides in perfectly in between. I'm glad it worked out the way it did.
Oli, you mentioned the communication in the dugout. What was that conversation like with Carp in particular, a veteran who has been there when you're thinking if he's going to?
Yeah, very little. If we get to Siani and this guy's still in the game, do what you do. That's it. And he came in and did exactly that. He's a pro, man. He understands where he fits in the lineup and what the possibilities are, and he's always ready for it, whether we use him or not. Today we used him, and he came through. Yeah.
Three in the back end of the bullpen have been pretty much unhittable all season long.
Sure.
Had to work a little bit harder to get through those innings tonight. What did you like about the grit that they showed? Maybe not the best stuff being out there tonight.
That they got through it and overcame some. I mean, they put some good at bats on him. Kittredge, the ball down the line, nothing you can do about that. JoJo gave up 3 singles, still pitched through it and didn't give up a run. Helsley gave up some hard contact there, but he continued to make pitches, and we end up with the win. It's going to happen. But to be able to shake hands at the end of it when that is the case, it's still a good feeling. Yeah. Appreciate it.
That's Oli Marmol after the game last night. The Cardinals beat the Cubs 7-6, and a terrific win for them. The Cardinals' final numbers there, Donovan 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs, a huge hit through the hole and left. After the Cardinals got the tie from Carpenter on the RBI single in the 8th, Donovan comes through, and then Nootbaar had an RBI triple. Nootbaar was 3 for 5. His average is up to 227. Donovan's at 233. Paul Goldschmidt was 2 for 5 yesterday. He's hitting 216. 2 hits also for Burleson. He's up to 304. Gorman had 2 hits yesterday. He's up to 215. He scored a couple of runs. Mason Wynn continues to play well. He had 2 hits yesterday. He's hitting 301. That's right. Multi-hit games from Donovan, Nootbaar, Goldschmidt, Burleson, Gorman, and Wynn. And it's no secret that the Cardinals were winning games when their offense starts to come alive. Notice how many times Oli Marmol talked about the crowd in that little piece right there, that 5-minute piece. What, 2-3 times maybe he mentioned the crowd and how much fun that was. It makes a big difference. I know that the fans, for multiple reasons, have not filled the place necessarily like we've seen in the past, but I do think those days are coming. I think that as well as the team is playing right now, it's attractive. Of course, it's a Memorial Day weekend, so a lot of people booked that trip a long time ago and come in town and make a weekend of it, and I would anticipate another big crowd tonight because of the day off on Monday for a lot of people, making it a vacation. It's great to come downtown to St. Louis and see sporting events going on. St. Louis City SC played. The Cardinals played at the same time. It was a blast to see everyone in downtown St. Louis, and the crowd makes a huge difference. It was really something to hear the roar of that crowd back to what it used to be. And I first really heard it. There were a lot of good ones last night, but it really came across when Carpenter got the hit, the reversal, not the reversal, but the confirmation of the call safe. They didn't overturn it or anything like that. The crowd went nuts. The hit by Donovan, the hit by Nootbaar. I mean, that was the old Cardinals Busch Stadium roar. And it was great to hear it again. And the Cardinals are playing really well, and the fans approve. And they've won 9 of 11. They are in business right now in the National League Central. The Cardinals right now are 5.5 out in the Central. They've actually played 2 fewer games than the Cubs have, and they're 2 games behind the Cubs. The Cardinals are 24-26. They've played 30 games. Cubs are 27-25. They've played 32 games. The Brewers have played right now 51. Let's see. I'm sorry. What did I say? 50 is what the Cardinals. I said 30. Cardinals have played 50 games. The Cubs have played 52. The Brewers have played 51. The Brewers are 3.5 games in front of the Cubs. They're 30-21. They're 5.5 games in front of the Cardinals, who sit in third place in the National League Central. The Cardinals and the Cubs tonight. It's a 6:10 start. Sonny Gray will make the start for St. Louis. So you could not have a better situation right now if you're the Cards, who are going to try to wrap up this homestand with a big W tonight. And then they head on the road. They will go to Cincinnati. Do not overlook the Reds. They love beating the Cardinals. And while they currently are struggling mightily in last place, they're 8.5 out and 8 games under 500. They'd love nothing more than a resurgence against this Cardinals team. In fact, if you look at the scores here recently, the Reds have been playing the Dodgers. And yesterday, and there's another game, an early one today, but the Reds beat the Dodgers again. I don't know what's going on there, but the Dodgers have lost 4 in a row. Right now, they're 33-21. They have the same record as some of these really good teams, and they actually have a worse record than the Royals, the Guardians, the Orioles, the Yankees, all in the American League. And in the National League, the Phillies are better than them, but they still have the second best record in the National League. But the Reds have been handling the Dodgers lately, so do not think that the Reds are some walkover now just because the Cardinals are playing well. It is going to be just as intense when they go to Cincinnati starting tomorrow afternoon for a 3:10 start. So happy you're with us for Sports on a Sunday morning on KMOX. When we come back, we're going to hear from NASCAR's star driver, KyleBusch. He's the defending champion of the Enjoy Illinois 300 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. But he's been in the news lately because he got in a fight with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. It was a melee, actually. Stenhouse's dad got in there and threw a punch, and he threw a punch back at Stenhouse. They had, crew members tossing guys off of the truck ramp. I mean, it was wild. We're going to talk to KyleBusch about it next and get ready for his Coca-Cola 600. And then Chris Blair of Worldwide Technology Raceway will be with us. He's live at the Indy 500, which is today, 10:45 for Chris. 11:15 Lutz Fan and Steel, 11:30 John Mozeliak. You're listening to Sports on a Sunday morning, sponsored by Gray Bar.
For garage door repair, St. Louis calls the real Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. They're the ones with the red ribbon. They're the ones who've been here since 1926. Others try to copy the name, but cannot match the level of service. The red ribbon means 94 years of trust and loyalty from St. Louis homeowners. Always look for the red ribbon. It means you've got the genuine, the original Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Call 314-781-5200.
KMOX Weekend at your service, sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been injured in a truck accident, you need the best, Onder Law. Let us make your case our cause. Truck accident? Call Onder Law for a free review at 314 or 618-9000000.
Whatever electrical needs you have, repair, service, replacement, call on Reinhold Electric. A live person will answer the phone call and they'll set you up with an electrician. If you need an estimate, absolutely free from Reinhold Electric, you will actually talk to a live estimator. No job is too big or too small for Reinhold Electric. Reinhold Electric, for all your electrical needs in residential, commercial, and industrial, call 314-631-1158. That's 314-631-1158. Tell them Bo sent you to Reinhold Electric.
I feel like I should call him.
Why would you call him now? Everything's working beautifully.
Jerry Kelly is St. Louis's favorite heating and cooling company. Mine too. They make me happy and comfortable every day. That deserves a phone call once in a while.
Jerry Kelly's your favorite because they're fast.
They're my favorite because they got it going on.
Nope. They're our favorite because they're good. Since they fixed it, it has stayed fixed.
I still feel like I should call.
Why don't you just visit
JerryKelly.com?
Just want to make mention of a traffic note. There's an accident 64 eastbound between Boyle, kind of coming up on the Vandeventer exit, but traffic is starting to ease up a little bit there as they are working to get that cleared. There was a big backup back to Kings Highway a little while ago. That's because of an accident in the left lane on 64 eastbound, just east of Boyle. It's 10:32. Sports on a Sunday morning continues right after this.
Hats off to all the 2024 graduates, whether they're stepping into the next chapter of their lives or reaching a significant milestone. They deserve something extraordinary. At Diamonds Direct, you can shop for gifts under $1,000. From stunning diamond pieces to timeless pearls, this selection is the perfect way to recognize their dedication and success. Each piece is crafted with care and attention to detail, making it the perfect way to commemorate their graduation day. Consider a dazzling birthstone pendant showing off the qualities that make them who they are. Or perhaps classic diamond studs to complement the graduation attire and serve as a lasting reminder of this achievement. At Diamonds Direct, we understand the importance of honoring milestones, and we're here to help you find the perfect gift. This graduation season, let Diamonds Direct be your partner in celebrating their journey. Diamonds Direct, where milestones shine brighter. Explore our grad gifts in-store or online at diamondsdirect.com.
Losing your family's home movies and photos would be devastating. That's why Legacy Box exists, to preserve your family's recorded moments digitally, ensuring they're safe forever. Think of the time and money your family invested to capture family vacations, birthdays, even your wedding. Recording a lifetime of memories was a commitment. Camcorders cost thousands, and cameras required film and development. Legacy Box is the final step to preserve your family's past. Thankfully, it doesn't require another big investment. Legacy Box is safe, simple, and affordable. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box to convert their analog media to digital. You owe it to your family to safeguard your memories. Become your family's hero and save them before it's too late. For a limited time, Legacy Box is offering an exclusive discount when you go to legacybox.com/value. That's legacybox.com/value.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win. Billikens win.
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
He is the defending champion of the Enjoy Illinois 300 here in St. Louis, Madison, Illinois, June 2nd. KyleBusch is with us on KMOX. Kyle, thanks very much for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it. It's crazy. It's already almost been a year since that being at Gateway. Looking forward to getting back.
Yeah, what a race. So what do you remember from that victory, Kyle?
Well, the last 2 years there was really good. You know, the previous year was really close to being able to win the inaugural race there, was battling back and forth with Joey Logano. Finally, he got the better of us in the 18 car. But then last year being able to get there my first time in a Richard Childress Racing Chevrolet and qualifying up front on the pole, and then having a great shot of being able to run up front all day and pass some of those guys late in the going, and then deal with a couple restarts at the end, was able to set sail and get away. So the car was great, felt really good. And we put that 3 Chiefs Chevrolet in victory lane. It was awesome to have that, a little bit of rain delays a couple times throughout the day. And, the lights were on there at the end, but looked good out front.
Yeah, and that crew, they did a terrific job at the track to keep everything going. And so did you. And I remember there's so many moments, snapshots in my mind following you around after that. One was Mr. Childress coming up and congratulating you. And I know what a great year that was to be able to switch ownership, to be able to join him and be very successful for him.
Absolutely. It was definitely, a good year. We started out the year with a bang. We were really fast at the Clash. I think we finished third out there, and then we were really fast in Daytona. We led mile marker 500, and then, it was under yellow. We had to go into overtime, but then we went to Fontana and we were able to score a victory right out of the gate there. So really strong season last year, getting 3 wins. And, this year I feel like we've been in contention 4 or 5 times to score the victory as well. Just, certain stupid things kind of keep happening to us and not allowing us to get that victory. But, we're not as consistent as we want to be. If we can build on that consistency, we'll have more opportunities, and certainly one of them will fall our way.
Coca-Cola 600 coming up for you in Charlotte, and the All-Star race, you finished 9th in the race. Of course, that's not what everybody was talking about. As we get set for this race, the Coke 600, a lot of questions about what's going to be sorted out after the fight that happened after the race between you and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Take us through that. I mean, I've watched the video 100 times. I'd like to hear what you thought of how that went down and why that went down.
Well, I kind of blindly went into an ambush, I guess, and, had to deal with the consequences of that, and, was able to come out of there relatively unscathed. So unfortunate circumstances for us, and of course, a little bit of a blemish on our sport probably, but, that's what our sport was built on as well, too, from the 79 Daytona 500. So, we look to put that moment behind us and look forward to the Coke 600 and going out there and trying to win this weekend and, put an exclamation point on the week that we do know how to race and we do know how to win.
I do hear the other side of that too, where Kenny Wallace, for one, who's a great friend, he was one of the first that I saw, and a lot of people in NASCAR said, hey, you know what I saw there? I saw passion. I saw 2 competitors going at it, and sometimes the sport does benefit from that. I know that that's not the way you want to see things go down over there, but there is a rivalry that has brewed. Is it a long time coming? I mean, do you think, not to put words in Ricky's mouth, but do you think that it was something that was building for him, not just a one-time thing?
I don't know. 2018 is a long time ago. If he still had something brewing from 2018 after crashing me making comments about him crashing me, and then us being out in public together 4 or 5 times since then, acting normal, talking, communicating, me selling him a $320,000 toter home for $80,000. I would say that he's pretty petty on what's happened here this past week. So moving on.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And then, going into this race, let's talk about the 600 first and what you need to do to win something like that. We know the magnitude of it. We know what a special weekend that is just in general for race fans. I know that you want to get a win. You'd love to capture one with all eyes on Charlotte this weekend.
We certainly would, mile and a halves have kind of been our strong suit. We ran well at Vegas. We ran well at Kansas. We were in the top 3 at both of those places. So feel like this is a good moment for us, a good opportunity for us. You've got to be good when the lights come on at night. It doesn't really mean much to have speed during the day. This race is going to be a 4.5, 5-hour race, so it's a long one. It's a grueling one, and it definitely takes the test of driver to have the physical attributes, but also the mental attributes of just staying in the game.
No question, and a great team, and you do have that. I mean, obviously, we saw during that television coverage your team defending you in that moment with Ricky, but your team overall, what they do for you, I know how special that group is. How's everybody doing and ready to roll?
Yeah, no, the group is good. The group is strong. It's always great to have really good relationships with your team guys. I mean, you all go to bat together. You're going to war every week, so having that opportunity of being able to go out there and work hard, and sometimes your hard work, it doesn't matter how hard you work, it doesn't always pay off, but when it does, it certainly means the most of it, and you celebrate it, and you hope that you can have more of those weekends.
Kyle, one other thing that stays with me, last thing for you, and that is Worldwide Technology Raceway, watching you get Brexton in the car and taking a lap with him, and the excitement, the look on his face. Can you describe the relationship that you have with him, not only as father, son, but as mentor, watching him as he develops into a driver in his own right?
Yeah, no, it's he's really good. He enjoys it. So I think that's kind of the key right there, is that he really enjoys being able to go to these races, and the things that he does with the junior sprints or the restricteds or the go-karts and stuff like that. He's just really taken to it. He enjoys it. He loves winning, obviously. We started the year with a bang. We won every class that he had for the first week. And then we had some good second places and some good third places. It's kind of gotten a little bit stale lately. You know, we still had some podiums, but we haven't been able to get back to victory lane. So certainly want to do that, but we're also excited about coming up to, the St. Louis area, the Illinois area. We're going to be racing at Coles County. The dirt track, it's about an hour and a half east of the speedway there in St. Louis on Friday night. So if anybody wants to come on out and see the dirt track action at Coles County, we'll be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Rex will be racing. I'll be racing with my Lucas Oil Micro. So that'll be a great night too.
Absolutely. We'll get that out to the St. Louis Cardinals fans and get them traveling. A lot of them are down there. So that's some great attention we'll give to that as well. What a neat thing you have going there with him. Kyle, really appreciate you taking the time on this. Congratulations on being the defending champion, and good luck on grabbing another one here in St. Louis. We appreciate it.
Yeah, sounds good. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Defending champion KyleBusch of the Enjoy Illinois 300.
My visit with KyleBusch, it was great to talk to him. An interview that we recorded just this past week on Wednesday. So a terrific opportunity to chat with him. I did that actually while I was in Evansville calling the college baseball tournament there, the Missouri Valley Conference tournament. Evansville won that last night, knocking off Indiana State. So they get an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament, and they will wait to see where they are seated, where they're going to be, what region they're going to play in, and Indiana State's going to get in. They've had a phenomenal year, so the Valley's going to get 2 in. We'll find out on Monday. Tomorrow is when I think it's about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, maybe 11, when they actually have that official announcement. 11 a.m. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to hear more racing talk with Chris Blair of Worldwide Technology Raceway. He's their general manager, and he's in Indianapolis for the Indy 500. Back in a moment. Sports on a Sunday morning on KMOX.
You can host the best backyard barbecue. You find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
If you want jazz music, go to New Orleans. Bagels, New York. And for psychics, think California Psychics. You want the best, you go to the best. At California Psychics, home of free spirits and open minds, we know better than anyone what makes a good psychic. That's why we guarantee, if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
It is heating up in St. Louis, and I love summer, but if you have problem windows and doors, higher temperatures can mean higher energy bills. Renewal by Andersen can help lower your energy bills and make your home more comfortable. Cheap vinyl windows do not last in our temperature extremes. Renewal by Andersen's Fibrex composite material is 2 times stronger than vinyl, so their windows are warranted to last decades. Speaking of their warranty, they are so confident in their installers, they even warranty their installations. And their flexible payment options with incredibly low interest rates can help make your project affordable. Now during Renewal by Andersen's massive markdown sale, save $279 on every window and $729 on every patio door with no payments and no interest for 18 months. Call 314-720-9200. 314-720-9200. That's 314-720-9200. Renewal by Andersen.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey. We're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
There are a lot of reasons to be proud of what St. Louis has to offer, and one of the biggest ones for me is St. Louis Public Library. They are about more than just books. They meet so many needs in the community, and libraries are busier today than ever. You can even join us on Facebook. It's Book Chat with Debbie Monterey and St. Louis Public Library. It's our partnership that I just love for people who love books, libraries, authors, and my author interview this month on May 30th at noon is Pulitzer Prize-winning author Jane Smiley. Her brand new book, Lucky, is like a love letter to St. Louis. I am enjoying this read so much, and we're so honored that Jane Smiley is going to honor us by being our May Book Chat guest. But you can only see and hear it by joining us on Book Chat with Debbie Monterey and St. Louis Public Library on Facebook. If the kids are getting punchy, remember they can go on an adventure with St. Louis Public Library and their partnership with the county library system. Get more details at slpl.org.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
I have to mention this because before we get to Chris Blair, because it just showed up on Twitter, somebody said 2 Sundays ago that I declared the Cardinals dead and looked ahead to the trade deadline where the Cardinals would be sellers. That is the funniest thing I've ever heard. I mean, if anything, I get teased for the exact opposite. I mean, people pepper me with, messages every day like, stop kissing up to the team. They're done. It's over. And, I love them too. I love all of our listeners, but people will hear what they want to hear. That is so funny that somebody took it that way. I probably was talking about, they'd lost 7 in a row at that point. And if they trend this way, you got to start thinking about what are you going to do with this team, et cetera. But that is funny. Let's go to Chris Blair, General Manager of Worldwide Technology Raceway. How are you doing, pal? Indianapolis 500. How's the weather? Let me ask you. First of all, thank you for being with us. Second, good morning. And third, how is the weather out there?
Well, they've evacuated. They're not evacuated. They asked everybody to leave the grandstands. They're going to have a weather delay. Looks like it's going to be a couple hours. There's a storm that's approaching. It's that storm that passed through St. Louis a little earlier. So basically, everybody here is just gathering for a spot to wait for the storm to ride out. That explains some of the noise behind me, that it's not race cars. It's just people talking. But that's what we're looking at right now.
And I know what a spectacle that is. I've been to the Indianapolis 500. You've been multiple times as well. I love it. I'm wearing my IU hat today in honor of my great people of Indiana. I'm from St. Louis, but I love my folks in Indiana, and I know how hyped it is. It seems like just a little extra this year with Kyle Larson involved. Have you had a chance to see Kyle?
Yeah, I saw him walking around the garage area just a little while. And right now, they're trying to come up with a plan of what's next with Kyle because, he's supposed to be in Charlotte tonight for the Coca-Cola 600. So the logistics of him getting to run here and then head there, it's shrinking by the minute due to this weather delay. So everybody's going to wait and see what the next step is, what's going to happen there. A lot of rumors going around, a lot of speculation. But we should know something here pretty soon. But the good news is everybody will be able to see Kyle for sure next Sunday at Worldwide Technology Raceway. How's that for a segue?
I love that. That is what we're talking about after the Coke 600. The next NASCAR race, the next Cup race is yours, the Enjoy Illinois 300 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. So I teased this that you would have a ticket update for us. How are things going right now at the racetrack?
It's still going really well. We sold tickets in 45 states and 12 different countries. Yesterday, we were ticket offices open 9 to 5 every day. Yesterday, we had a lot of foot traffic, people coming in, getting their tickets, a lot of local folks. So the momentum is building. I think the Indianapolis 500 and Coke 600 weekend kind of wakes everybody up to the fact that it is racing season, and now that sense of urgency is coming along. People are grabbing those tickets.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun over there. I did take a peek at the weather. I don't want to jinx it, but I saw the weather. It looks like so far the extended forecast has you sunny with a high of 83 and a low of 66. I mean, if that's not ideal, I don't know what is. Now, Saturday you have the truck race. You have NASCAR qualifying and practice that morning. So you have a lot going on. Plus Friday, the 31st, you have the Fan Fest, which is taking place at Ballpark Village, and you have the Hauler Parade back, Chris.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be great to have the Hauler Parade return. It was such a spectacle 2 years ago when we did it. A lot of people are really amped up about that. It's going to be taking place midday. They should be passing by Ballpark Village sometime between 11:15 on Friday. And the Fan Fest is going on, all day there. So that's going to be really exciting. And, we got the JJK 5K on Thursday evening, a little different than what we did last year. It'll be a twilight run starting at 6:30. So there's going to be a lot of great things to do all weekend.
I think that's smart to have that race in the evening. Very comfortable weather-wise, et cetera. I remember at the Hauler Parade 2 years ago, KyleBusch's truck got booed. His truck got booed. I knew I was in the right place when NASCAR fans were booing a truck going by. So I talked to Kyle. I really like Kyle. He's your defending champion. I love his no-nonsense attitude. And I was watching the All-Star race live when the interview of Joey Logano went into a two-box, as we call it. And on the other side, we saw a fight breaking out between Busch and Stenhouse. I've watched that fight probably 100 times, and I'm still mesmerized by everything that went down there. What was your take on all of it?
Well, that just kind of shows you what's happening with the intensity and the close, how close everything's going on. This racing is so competitive. The cars are so bunched together that, the beating and banging and bumping and grinding, it's inevitable that it's going to take place. And when that happens, all it takes is, a little bit of a miscalculation by an inch or so, and it's going to get some tempers flared up. And that's what we saw. And it's continuing all season long because the racing's tight. It's intense. You're getting those great finishes. And a lot of guys are leaving unhappy when they're done, which, hey, you only have one winner. And so, everybody else is, just chasing after it. So, it just it showcases how intense this is. It shows how passionate those guys are. And you never know what may happen here. A couple of years ago, everybody was beating and banging at our place. And with Ross Chastain and Denny Hamlin and those guys, you may see some of that carry over into our race next weekend.
Yeah, maybe so. By the way, I have an event with Ross Chastain on Saturday that I hope people will swing by and attend. It's in the beer garden at Anheuser-Busch. It is open to the public if you want to swing by and see him. That's one of the great drivers, and certainly everybody has their opinion about Chastain, but he's driving that Busch Light car, and that'll be on June 1st, 2:30 to 3:30 at the Tour Center, basically, the beer garden at Anheuser-Busch. But here's the other thing about your race. Your ticket is a concert ticket. And ever since I started partnering with you as your brand ambassador, you let me in on this, that you were going to seek out Kofi Coleman, and I know Dave Stewart of Worldwide Technology is big behind this. You were going to get a music festival going. It has been very successful. I'm going to have Adam Wainwright on Wednesday, by the way, Chris, to talk about his appearance, along with Ludacris, T-Pain, Riley Green, and many others.
Yeah, when this first started out, we were just hoping to get a couple of good acts to have to support the race, because that's what a lot of the races do. And then Dave Stewart, all the folks at Worldwide Technology, Dave Stewart II, the whole family jumped in and got behind this thing, brought in Kofi from the Muni, and it has exceeded our greatest expectations. It's unbelievable what this has become. And it's not just one act or two acts. It's 30 acts, 5 stages over 2 days. And, these are headlining music acts. So it's really incredible what they've done, and we can't thank them enough for their contributions to making this such a great festival.
So your ticket is the concert ticket, and there will be concerts throughout Saturday and Sunday at the track before and after the race. Let me ask you one other thing, and that is just for the best way for people to understand tickets, parking, and kind of know before you go. Where can they get all of that? Is it best just to go to the website, www.raceway.com?
www.raceway.com, and we're very, very active on social media at WWT Raceway. We're going to be updating throughout the week. We encourage everybody to follow our social as they're getting ready to come to the racetrack, but it'll tell you, it's the roadmap for everything you need to know about race weekend.
It's going to be great. Newgarden is the favorite, I think, at the Indy 500. Watch out for Will Power, and we'll see what happens with Kyle Larson. Should be very interesting, Chris. Thanks for joining us live from Gasoline Alley. I love this KMOX Worldwide Technology Raceway tradition, an Indy tradition.
Hey, I'm calling it now. Watch for Santino in the AJ Foyt car. That's your winner.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Thanks, buddy. We'll see you real soon. Safe travels back home.
All right. Thanks, Tom.
Chris Blair with us live from the Indianapolis 500. They are in a weather delay. We'll continue to stay updated there from that incredible racetrack, greatest spectacle in racing. We'll be back after the news. Much more. Lutz Pfannenstiel, John Mozeliak, and more on KMOX.
When our truck stops in front of your home, you'll know it's there.
Because you'll feel magic in the air.
Things are about to get a whole lot better.
In fact, they're about to be wonderful.
We brought you a whole truckload of magic
and fresh air freedom.
All you have to do is point.
You'll see the magic with your eyes.
When that junk disappears.
And you'll feel the fresh air freedom
throughout your body.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
When that dull junk is gone, all your cool stuff will sparkle.
You'll feel the magic of it on your face.
And it will make you smile.
You'll see big clean rooms.
And it will make you dance.
You'll call your friends.
Because you'll want them to see it and feel it too.
You're going to want to share that fresh air freedom with everyone.
Because you are a delightful person.
When you're ready to unleash the delight,
call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes, announcing our newest West County community in Creve Coeur. Doover Estates, located just north of Ladue Road on Mason Road. We're featuring our luxurious designer series homes, starting in the upper 800s. A private enclave of only 12 home sites, so hurry while they last. Visit McKelveyHomes.com. That's McKelveyHomes.com.
The KMOX Studios, powered by Onder Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com.
That's GetJim.com.
Cardinal Cowboy here for Renter Garage Door. Are you tired of your outdated garage door? Well, we does that. Top-notch service or repair? We does that too. Renter's the leader when it comes to new garage doors and smart LiftMaster openers. Serving Greater St. Louis and surrounding areas since 1966. You know the name forward and back. RENNER. Whether it's residential, commercial, or repair, Renner does that. Call or click today. RennerDoorSTL.com. The garage door company that does. Giddy up!
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Monica Ricks. Scary night in North Texas.
We're alive. Got the clothes on my back and a leash for him.
Ray Roberts says he escaped tornadoes with his dog in Sanger, but at least 11 people have now died in storms in 3 states. Reporter Brad Gibson.
The storms that hit North Texas Saturday night were part of the supercell tornado system that just bounced west to east, hitting small towns. It caught a lot of people off guard who were traveling by car. Cars along Interstate 35 north of Fort Worth were hit with flying debris. At least 10 to 15 homes were damaged or destroyed in Salina, Texas.
Storms also caused deaths and widespread destruction in Arkansas and Oklahoma. And some parts of the country are still under warnings. National Weather Service meteorologist David Roth.
We have a large area of Louisiana, Texas, a little bit of Oklahoma that has either heat advisories or excessive heat warnings.
The heat in Texas alone today could hit triple digits. Donald Trump's not happy with libertarians in D.C.
The audience was divided. Many supporters were there wearing Make America Great hats and T-shirts, while others booed Trump repeatedly. The loudest heckling came when he said this:
"Nominate Trump for President of the United States." Whoa, that's nice. That's nice.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
The Libertarian Party is expected to select its nominee today. It picked Joe Jorgensen, who earned just 1% of the popular vote back in 2020. Meantime, a prosecutor is appealing a ruling which dismissed some criminal charges against Trump in his election interference case in Georgia. This comes as the state prepares for November. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger telling NBC today they'll be a lot more efficient.
And we've added additional audits in state law, which is a good thing. So we can audit any race, and then we can actually do a 100% hand recount of the human readable text. That's right on there. And so we give voters confidence in that process.
Trump and 18 others have denied racketeering charges to overturn the 2020 election. For the first time in months, Hamas has fired rockets at Israel from Gaza. Dan Johnson's with the BBC.
There are some videos emerging showing where rockets have landed on open ground. No word yet on whether any serious damage has been caused, whether there are any casualties, but this certainly does mark another moment in this conflict.
It comes as aid trucks enter southern Gaza under a new agreement with Israel. And Boeing is now aiming to launch its Starliner capsule in June. NASA says engineers have spent weeks fixing a propulsion system leak, and the capsule is safe to fly. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR St. Louis.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 11:03, we have mostly sunny skies now with 67 degrees downtown at the Arch. Good morning. I'm Scott Jagow. Our top story this hour, we've learned the ID of the man who allegedly fired shots at East Alton police, then took his own life during a standoff Friday morning.
That information coming Saturday from Illinois State Police, who said an autopsy confirmed 47-year-old Shannon Musgraves of East Alton died from one self-inflicted gunshot wound. Investigators say no bullets fired by officers in a Thursday night shootout with Musgraves struck the man. The ISP will turn over results of their investigation to the Madison County State's Attorney's Office once complete. Brad Choate, KMOX News.
A turtle caused a motorcycle crash in Franklin County, just west of the Jefferson County line. This happened last night. The Highway Patrol says a High Ridge man suffered major injuries when he crested a hill on the highway, Highway 30, and could not avoid hitting the reptile in the roadway. The motorcycle crashed to the ground, and its rider was taken to the hospital with serious injuries for treatment. Today marks 75 years of Scouts placing flags on the graves at Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery. It's part of their Memorial Day weekend Good Turn. Ken Wolf is a district executive with Scouting America.
We invite any scouting families or organizations such as VFWs, American Legions that would like to help. We are open to walk-ups. We meet at 10:30 at the VA Hospital Orange Lot on Sunday morning.
So the event is underway, but it doesn't really start till noon because they're having a flag raising ceremony starting at noon prior to the placement of 200,000 flags on headstones. The weather is improving so far. We still could have some thunderstorms this afternoon, high of 83, clearing overnight, low 65, and then 81 tomorrow, 82 on Tuesday, mid 70s on Wednesday. Right now it's 70 in St. Peter, 71 in Florissant, 67 downtown at the Arch. I'm Scott Jagow, KMOX News.
This is the Graybar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Graybar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs. Now from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back. Big day today. Cards Cubs tonight at 6:10. Indianapolis 500 in a weather delay. Coca-Cola 600 later today. Coverage on Fox begins at 4:30 for that one, and then they will turn things over to St. Louis, Madison, Illinois, to be specific. Worldwide Technology Raceway, the Enjoy Illinois 300. June 2nd, the NASCAR Cup will be here, and a week of activity leading up to it. Just moments ago, Kyle Larson speaking to NBC at the Indy 500 about the current situation. He is trying to run both the Indy 500 and the Coke 600 today. An incredible feat if he could pull it off. The problem is the weather is not cooperating. And which way would he lean is the question. Would he go to NASCAR now, or would he stick this out for Indy? He made it pretty clear.
You did say the 500 is a priority. Why is that the case? And why are you deciding to run this race overall?
Well, I mean, it's not just my decision. I think it's everybody within Rick Hendrick Automotive Group, Hendrick Motorsports, all that. I think we're all part of the decision. Jeff Gordon, Jeff Andrews, and there's just been so much time and investment into this, to make this Indy 500 happen. And I mean, it's been a build up for over a year, so we need to run it, and I want to. I feel like I've got a really good shot to have a good run and potentially win. So, I want to be here, but I just wish it would all work out and we could get both races in the full distance. I don't care if it's on the same day. I just want to be able to race both races the full distance. But
yeah, he's kind of bummed out. He just spoke to NBC about it, and he said in that interview that it's the worst case scenario has happened. It is raining in Indy, but it's not a storm like that's sustained that is going to wipe the whole thing out. It's just putting them in a delay. He said he wished that it would just storm and then they would move it to tomorrow so that he could get the race in Charlotte tonight. But that doesn't appear to be the case. So it looks like he's going to stick this out, run the Indy 500. A really neat thing by one of the greatest drivers, if not the best in the world, in Kyle Larson. He's done it all just about. And who knows what's to come. I mean, he may do more than this, but in IndyCar and NASCAR in the same day is pretty amazing. Not sure if he's going to be able to pull it off. However, he wouldn't be the first to do it. It has happened, but it would be pretty incredible. The Indianapolis 500. I mean, if you have not been, it is absolutely worth going. There will be a lot of people there who will be there for the first time, and they will be blown away. When the gates open and people start to party in that infield and people start to fill the grandstands and people start to enjoy what is a tradition in Indianapolis, they are expected to draw 300,000 people for this race. There is no sporting event in America that draws more than that. I mean, that is just a worldwide, you have people all over the world paying attention to the Midwest of the United States. It is a fantastic event. Meanwhile, they'll have about 70,000 probably inside Worldwide Technology Raceway for their race. That means it will sell out if that's the case. They're getting very close. So I jump all over those tickets if I can to see the NASCAR Cup Series a week from today, June 2nd. Weather looks really good. There are concerts all weekend long. You got Adam Wainwright's actually going to play in there, but Ludacris and T-Pain are playing. Tim Duggar, Riley Green, so many more, Big and Rich. It's going to be a lot of country and hip hop and rock and everything in between. It'll be an absolute blast at Worldwide Technology Raceway. They call that the Confluence Music Festival. So they have concerts and all of the racing. They have a NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race. Those are sort of the up and comers, the step that kind of leads them towards becoming Cup drivers someday. Really a lot of fun. And you'll have some huge names in town for the weekend. So it was great to talk to Chris Blair about that. Cardinals fans and Cubs fans in town treated to a dandy yesterday. Here's a little bit more from yesterday's game. As the Cardinals won the game 7-6, they looked fantastic in those late innings with that explosion in the eighth. They scored 4 runs, a single by Carpenter, a single by Donovan, a triple by Nootbaar, and then they hang on for that count. Let's hear from Brendan Donovan. Here he is.
Told Alec that he is above league average with Ryan.
Yeah, we went and looked it up in the video room.
Did you?
We looked up the sprint speed just so, had to make sure he was going hard there, if you haven't noticed. He was going about as hard as he could. Good jump off the bat. Suzuki's got a good arm, and I had a pretty cool view for it. I'm telling him to get down, and I see him looking at me like, oh, I don't know. But it's good. He's rolling around third. I was happy for him. So, what a fun win.
Could you tell he was safe right away?
Yeah, it was close. So, you kind of see, from my angle, I didn't know that the ball was in his hand and the glove. I know they were coming together. So I thought I saw the front of his little mitt get in there. So I wasn't sure, but yeah, video.
You mentioned it being a fun win. Is that the energy in the building, the energy in the dugout? What contributes to that? Because it was an energetic game that people were engaged in.
Yeah, it was just back and forth the whole time. You get kicked, you get knocked down, you come back, and then they come back, and then you come back. I think there's just a bunch of emotions, and I think that's just what leads to a fun game.
This is Brendan Donovan after the 7-6 win over the Cubs. Here we're in the clubhouse.
Yeah, he's got really good stuff, and he's got, that his split finger is obviously his go-to pitch. Just for me, it was just try to get something up. And luckily I got something up and snuck one through. So, that was just, for me, I was just trying to hit something hard. Chasing hits never really goes your way. I think just trying to hit something hard, and to see that one get through, I think it was just, for me, it was just very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. That's Brendan Donovan. Here's Alec Burleson.
Donnie told me. I don't know if it's accurate, but that's just what he told me. So it made me feel good. And Miles thinks he's faster than me, but that's not true. But no, I knew that. I didn't realize he had the ball in his hand, but I knew I got in between his two arms. I knew that I had got in between. But even if he tagged me with his glove, he had the ball in his hand, so it still would have been safe.
Yeah, really great read there and run by Burleson, and he makes it in for an incredible moment to tie the game, and then the Cardinals untie it on the 2-run single by Donovan, and the triple by Nootbaar was not only icing on the cake, but it was the game-winning RBI because the Cubs came back a little bit. They scored 2 runs in the top of the 9th, but Helsley gets the final out, and the Cardinals lose that ball game, or the Cubs lose that ball game 7-6. The Cardinals have won 9 of 11. And they, after losing 7 in a row, have rattled off 9 of 11 and 4 in a row. Here's Miles Michaelis.
Yeah, I'm faster than Burley, for sure.
Said he's faster than Burley, you just said.
Yeah.
He said you were pretty sure.
Yeah.
Sure, this has happened, or you just know?
I know. Home to first, yeah, but anything longer than home to first, absolutely.
Teasing of Alec Burleson here in his speed. Here you go.
I was in a trading room, but then as soon as I was done there, I came up for the last 2 innings.
Were you sure you were safe?
Yeah, it was a weird play. You saw us hanging in there, and their catcher had the ball in his hand instead of in his glove. So it was kind of weird looking, but I'm standing up.
Is your voice gone because of this game?
No, I've been losing it for a while. Yelling from the dugout doesn't help. So maybe it'll come back, maybe it won't. I told Pajes he's my voice in the dugout tomorrow. So I'm just going to be talking to him quiet. He's going to be yelling for me. Try to get my voice back one of these days.
I think there are a lot of Cardinals fans with raspy voices this morning after rocking last night. That place was on fire last night, and we'll see what happens tonight. 6:10 start. It'll be on national TV. Of course, we'll have it on KMOX as ESPN will be in with the Sunday night crew. It was fun to hear Adam Wainwright on with Adam Amin, a great guy. Both Adams are, and it was nice to hear both of them together on the Fox telecast. We'll have coming up, we'll have John Mozeliak at 11:30. But next, it's Lutz Pfannenstiel, sporting director, St. Louis City SC. You're listening to Sports on a Sunday Morning, sponsored by Gray Bar.
Hey, folks, this is Charlie Brennan. Have you noticed loose bricks or missing mortar around your house on the walls, patios, walkways, porch, or chimneys? If so, this might be a great time to call Morelli Tuck Pointing. What's tuck pointing? It's the removal of old mortar and the replacement of new mortar on a wall or chimney. Sometimes that mortar can become loose, missing, or deeply eroded. We've used the Morelli team to tuck point the Brennan home several times, and in fact, this winter, we noticed the bricks that line the ground near our porch in the backyard had gotten out of line and looked pretty cattywampus. One call, Morelli Tuck Pointing, the job was done. Morelli's the company that's won the Angie's List Super Service Award every year, back to back to back since 2005. Check out their reviews on the Google, Angie's List, and Better Business Bureau websites. The Masonry Specialists, 314-645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. We're focusing on head and neck cancer, and joining me is Dr. Sid Perham, surgical oncologist at Siteman.
And we want all of this to be accessible to everyone. This is about bringing up everyone in our community and trying to make this a disease that's manageable and treatable for all the people that it touches within the St. Louis and metropolitan region and even beyond.
Special thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, go to siteman.wustl.edu.
Out on the field, Jerry Kelly was never one to guarantee a win, but the company he retired to build guarantees a home run every time you call.
Thank you for choosing Jerry Kelly.
Open 8 to 8, 8 full days a week. Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning also guarantees next day service. Need new equipment installed? Little maintenance to get your system purring again? We'll be there within a day of your call. No ifs, ands, excuses, or getting scredoodled. Guaranteed.
JerryKelly.com. Our goal at Neovitin is to make supporting your nutrition as easy as possible. That's why we created the Neovitin monthly subscription. Just go to neovitin.com, choose your multivitamin, sign up, and we will do the rest. You'll receive your Neovitin multivitamin every month with no long-term obligation. You can pause or cancel at any time, and shipping is free. Each Neovitin multivitamin includes our physician-formulated proprietary blend for nutritional support you won't find anywhere else. Start supporting your nutrition the easy way with Neovitin multivitamins. Sign up for a Neovitin subscription today at neovitin.com.
What's wrong with Rick? He's kind of spacey.
That's Rick's identical twin, Scott. He's not used to answering to Rick.
What's going on?
Rick asked me to keep it secret, but he asked his twin to cover his shift so he could go to Diamonds Direct to shop.
But this is a jewelry store.
Exactly. But the prices and selection are so much better at Diamonds Direct. Rick doesn't want the boss to get suspicious, so Scott's here in case the boss sees Rick at Diamonds Direct.
But that would mean that the boss is at Diamonds Direct too.
Yeah, we have a lot of secrets.
You never know who you'll run into at Diamonds Direct with unbeatable direct importer prices, the highest quality diamonds, the most sought-after designer rings, the best customer service, the strongest guarantees in the industry. It's just a no-brainer.
You think if Scott had a mustache, he'd look like me?
Go where everyone goes. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Official partner of the St. Louis Blues.
You can host the best backyard barbecue when you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
As a roofer, spring means the start of my busy season, which means I've got to get organized with help from Beacon. I can save time with Beacon Pro Plus and 24/7 access to live pricing, delivery tracking, order history, and more. Plus, this spring, I can earn $1,000 and the chance to win a $25,000 backyard renovation just by buying my CertainTeed shingles online with Beacon. No purchase necessary. Now that's what I call a spring cleanup. Visit BECN.com for official rules and to start earning entries.
Cardinal Cowboy here for Renter Garage Door. Are you tired of your outdated garage door? Well, we does that. Top-notch service or repair? We does that too. Renter's the leader when it comes to new garage doors and smart LiftMaster openers. Serving Greater St. Louis and surrounding areas since 1966. You know the name forward and back. RENNER. Whether it's residential, commercial, or repair, Renter does that. Call or click today. RenterDoorSTL.com, the garage door company that does. Giddy up!
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been injured in a car wreck, you need the best. Let us make your case our cause. Car accident? Call Onder Law for a free review at 314 or 618-9000000.
I'm Dave Glover, and I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Dr. Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and Samuel Barry. You can too. Just go to youridoc.com.
Says here that Gray Bar is a distributor.
Yeah, we support electrical and datacom projects all over the country.
So you can get me the products I need, where and when I need them?
Yeah, thanks to our national logistics network.
Any industry?
Yeah, construction, industrial plants, schools, hospitals.
So you could say Graybar is much more than a distributor.
Yeah, you could say that. When you need a hand powering, connecting, or maintaining your operations, join the thousands of professionals who rely on Graybar to help keep them up and running. Yeah, Graybar does that.
Welcome back to the Graybar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Graybar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Back on Sports on a Sunday morning on KMOX at 11:21. We will be touching base with Lutz Pfannenstiel, sporting director of St. Louis City SC, in just a bit. His team lost 2-1 to the Seattle Sounders yesterday. Here's what's going on in sports today with the Cards and Cubs tonight. Indianapolis 500 in a weather delay. We'll continue to stay in touch with what's going on there. Kyle Larson has said just a little while ago that he will race the Indy 500. He'll make that a priority over the Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte now that we know that there is a delay, and it's going to make it very difficult for him to run both. Joseph Newgarden is on the front row and is the favorite to win this race. The Coke 600, meanwhile, the big talk around Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and KyleBusch, that has kind of simmered down a little bit. It doesn't look like he's going to try to wreck Busch in this race, but they're not talking to each other, Stenhouse and Busch. Busch did talk to us, however. We had KyleBusch on last hour. They had a good relationship, or at least publicly had hung out together, and he had helped him with a few things, and then just all blew up, said Kyle, and not really sure why this would be some long-standing thing, as Stenhouse had indicated. You can go back and listen to that interview at KMOX.com. It also played on Sports Open Line last week. The Celtics beating the Pacers yesterday. Did you see that game? Jrue Holiday overcame an illness and converted a go-ahead three-point play with 38 seconds left, and then made the game-saving steal. And the Celtics were 18 down to beat the Pacers 114-111. In the NBA, though, 18 down doesn't mean all that much. I mean, these guys can make buckets and can get back in a heartbeat. And Jason Tatum was incredible. The St. Louisan matched his playoff career high with 36 points. He had 10 rebounds and 8 assists. Jaylen Brown had 24. Al Horford had 23. And the Celtics won their 6th straight playoff game. They look unbeatable. They were up 3-0 on the Pacers, with Game 4 coming to Indianapolis tomorrow. On the other side of things, Dallas is up on Minnesota 2-0, and they'll be playing a little bit later. That was a crazy game on Friday. The Dallas won right at the end, and the Mavericks are on the cusp of taking a 3-0 lead themselves. They play at 7 o'clock tonight in Dallas. The Dallas Stars just evened things up with the Edmonton Oilers, beat them yesterday 3-1 in Dallas. So that series now shifts to Edmonton. And the other side of things in the East, the Rangers in Florida are even at a game apiece. And that one gets started in Sunrise, Florida this afternoon at 2, the Rangers and the Florida Panthers. There's a lot going on right now. And then the really sad news about what happened in Fort Worth, Texas, where Grayson Murray, the PGA Tour professional who had won 2 events in the Sony Open, was the last one, withdrew from the Charles Schwab Challenge yesterday, or on Friday, I should say. And then yesterday, the news came out that he had passed away, had died at the age of 30. Murray was a 2-time winner on the tour. The PGA Tour and his management confirmed the death. There were no immediate details how Murray died. Grayson Murray was very well liked. He had talked a lot about defeating and continuing to fight alcoholism. Depression and anxiety were also topics that he would bring up publicly. Talked about DMing fans and other people online and talking about it openly. He won the Sony Open this year with a 40-foot birdie putt in a playoff. He won the Barbasol Championship in 2017, and it was very emotional. The players yesterday speaking on CBS and talking about the passing of Grayson Murray. That is a very tough one at the age of 30. We're going to take a quick time out. We have John Mozeliak ready to go for 11:30. Lutz Pfannenstiel was hoping to be able to hook up with us. He was going to be a little bit late. We'll see if we can get him in before the hour is through. We do have an opening at 11:45, so maybe we can shift him after Mo. It is 11:25. Again, the Cardinals with the win, 7-6. Here's how it sounded.
The pitch on the way, a swing and a ground ball behind second. Gorman steps on second, a Redbird winner. Bellinger is out 4 and assisted coming down, and this ball game has come to an end. The Cardinals have outlasted the Cubs and light up the night in downtown St. Louis, a 7-6 Redbird winner.
How good is this Cardinals team? Well, we're going to find out. They have won 9 of 11. They've won 4 in a row. They take on the Cubs tonight with Sonny Gray on the mound, and then they go to Cincinnati and continue with a new road trip. This is a really good baseball team that had underachieved for much of the year. Offense sputtered along. It was contagious up and down the lineup. Nobody seemed to be able to hit except Wilson Contreras, who broke his arm. And then it just clicked. They all started to hit. Again, it can work the other way, contagious the other way, a very much positive experience for the Cardinals offense. The defense has been good all year. The pitching has been able to hold up. I guess the big question is who's going to be the 5th starter if Steven Matz can't go. They were able to skip that one time because of the Friday weather delay and postponement. So we'll see what they end up doing with that. We'll talk to John Mozeliak about it next. It's 11:26. The president of baseball operations joins us on KMOX right after this.
Amy Mark scores here, and I can see clearly thanks to the doctors of Ophthalmology Associates, the doctors you should trust with your eyes. Call 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right, nice, soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
I'm Brian Westbrook with Coalition Life. More than 11 years ago, we set out to help women right here in St. Louis. Today, Coalition Life celebrates more than 3,500 clients served and thousands of lives saved since we began this mission with you. Each one is a miracle. Over the years, day in and day out, our team has walked alongside women facing the fear and challenges of an unexpected pregnancy. Through the support of this community, we have given them hope and a path to choose life for the children they carry. Our work at Coalition Life continues, and we need your support more than ever in a post-Roe v. Wade world. Whether you join us as a volunteer, an employee, or a donor, know that you have a special impact to make for these precious children. Visit coalitionlife.com to give your vital support while reducing or completely eliminating your state taxes through Missouri's 70% tax credit. Learn more at coalitionlife.com, coalitionlife.com.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back to the show. John Mozeliak, Cardinals president of baseball operations, will be joining us in just a few minutes at his normal 11:30 time. But we want to sneak in Lutz Vandensteel, the sporting director for St. Louis City SC. Thank you very much for calling in. We appreciate it. How are you?
Yeah, it could be better today. Just had a nice team meeting and a little chat about the game yesterday. That's why I'm slightly delayed.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. What is it like around there after taking a loss to Seattle? They've been tough on you, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, taking the last week, 3 losses in a row, always not an ideal situation. Seattle played them 3 times, couldn't beat them once. Experienced team, hard to beat, but then again, had enough chances to win that game. We didn't. I don't think that the last week was great for us, not just result-wise, also performance-wise. Going now to Miami to meet a certain Lionel Messi next week won't make it necessarily much easier. But in the end of the day, it's something for us to bounce back, to also learn and work on that, what didn't go right, and get geared up for next week.
Is that kind of the message to the team also? I mean, you're telling us that, of course, but that's exactly what you tell the team, is that, it is, no games are easy. They know that, but no games are easy in Major League Soccer, and you're looking for more urgency, more conviction in what's going on. How do you address that?
Yeah, and the message, Tom, is very simple. If you play a game like yesterday, and in my opinion, for 75 minutes, you don't play good enough. You play flat against a team which is very defensive-minded, which sits deep and just waits for you to make the mistake. And then suddenly the last 15 minutes plus added time, you're getting this energy burst, and suddenly you can play. That's just something we need to work on, because if you play in front of a home crowd, I believe you need to be out there very early on and make a statement. We missed that moment yesterday, and then you end up losing a game like this. It's 2 home games, losing 2 home games in such a short time. It's something we need to address. Losing in Cincinnati against probably one of the best teams at the moment in the country, I can live with that one. But at home, we need to be much more convinced about our own weight. We need to be much more dangerous in front of goal, and that's something what we're going to work on.
Just a couple of things left for you. Do you like how you're playing defensively right now?
Look at the game yesterday. How many chances we gave away over 90 minutes? I mean, it was a deflected cross, which was not even a chance. It was not even a shot. It was a cross which went off the foot from KyleBusch right in a bow over Roman Bürki. I don't even count that as a chance. Then we had one defensive blunder, which definitely cost us the game for 2-0. And then they had one more counter attack when we were chasing. In the first half, they had nothing. So is that a bad defensive game if you literally give 2 chances or 2 shots away? So Roman Bürki didn't have any saves to make yesterday at all during the game. So it's not just about complaining about the defense. It's you need to score to win games, as simple as possible. And if you give 1 chance away and you get punished for that 1 chance, you still have enough to score 2 or 3 goals. I think that must be the overall message. So it's not fair just to pick out one department of there and, well, they didn't score or they didn't defend well. It's always against 11 guys who work together as a unit. That is exactly the message which we need to bring there. So I think that kind of interchange and interworking together between the departments or the different lines is the key at the moment.
I totally understand that. I appreciate that. And then the last thing is, to end on a positive, is that the surrounding support for Edward Leuven and his wife, who has battled brain cancer, that has to be an incredible thing for you to witness, not only from your team and surrounding people, but the fans as well.
Yeah, I think that's a deep conversation. I think you need to start there with the ownership who supports Edu with everything. So this is very important. It's going to the team which supports Edu, coaching staff, myself. We're always there for him and for Ilona. We didn't put any pressure on him at all. So he should really focus on his family right now. But again, sometimes football, going training, playing also gives you a bit of an outlet to also have something to think of differently than just about something like that. So I think it's a situation where Edu, which is very good to be around the boys and train and play. But yeah, I mean, the fan support or in general, everybody, how people handle the situation is really brilliant. I'm really getting annoyed sometimes of reading messages about why is Edu Leuven not playing. There is so much more important things than football or a game. If you're looking now at the family situation of Edu and Ilona Leuven, so that sometimes really does my head in, that there must be at least a bit of a respect towards that situation and the family. And I think the way the fans handling it is brilliant, but the way some other individuals out there who are simply stupid handle it is just simply wrong and embarrassing.
100%. And I totally get that as well. And thank you for those feelings. And thank you for making time for us, Lutz. We really appreciate it. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much, Tom.
We'll catch you real soon. That's Lutz Pfannenstiel, sporting director, St. Louis City SC. From one executive to another, and from soccer to baseball, we are joined by Cardinals president of baseball operations, John Mozeliak. Thank you for taking some time today on this Sunday.
Good morning, Tom.
Morning. Great to have you with us. And what a win last night. I mean, just if you sit back and, I actually am glad that you do have a little bit of time here on this Sunday, that you're not jumping right back into a game, that you can sort of look back at what happened last night. That was exactly what you would want out of a Cards-Cubs game, entertaining to the end, and you secured a victory in front of a big crowd.
Yeah, great vibe down at the ballpark last night. Obviously, great ending for us. A little bit of a nail biter at the end, but as far as putting an exciting product out there, I think everybody would agree that was a fun game to watch.
No question about it. This has been the offense clicking back in. Has it been more than that? Have you seen anything else that has contributed to this winning 9 of the last 11, or did it really come down to that your offense just had to find a way to be more consistent?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest difference. You look at that stretch when we were having some tough times finding ways to win, and we were getting some quality starts. We were seeing the bullpen emerge with its identity, but when you're just not putting enough runs across the plate, it's just tough. And last night was a great example of us putting up some crooked numbers and then having the ability to let that hold up. So, when I look back at really the last almost 2 months of the season, I think the biggest difference for us is, really the Jekyll and Hyde of our offense. And when you look at the types of players that we have in this lineup, you really do believe over time they're going to be able to put the numbers up that they're traditionally or typically doing. But there's no doubt when they weren't scoring, it was tough. And so, the last 2 weeks have been fun to watch, and hopefully we can keep that going and just build on it.
It was tough, and you told us over and over, patience. And I know that it's hard for some to hear that word because they want it now, and they want it right away. And it is big time, big league baseball. But you said it, and how hard was it just to keep everyone? Maybe I should rephrase it. How do you keep everyone in your organization on the same page when things are not going well? I know that can't be a simple thing to do when you've dropped 7 in a row. Front office, field staff, make sure that there's harmony there.
Well, I think the one thing that people maybe don't really understand is most everybody that's involved in the industry, and especially specifically the Cardinals. I mean, most of us have been doing this a long time, and we've seen many ups and downs. And the way to sort of handle ups and downs is to understand your process, have something you believe in. And, you don't want it to sound cliche, but, these guys are pros. I mean, they know what they're doing. Now, there are times when everybody needs a pick-me-up. Everybody needs a pat on the back or some encouragement. But there's also times where you have to adjust your process when things don't seem to be working. But I think the routine that Oli and his staff have, and really the organization, they understand what they need to do day in and day out. And, hopefully that continues. But I also understand the modern world, and I also understand that people want to see winning. And I also understand people get frustrated when things don't happen. And I think we all feel that way from time to time. And that is a difficult task that we all face. But, in the end, I think we have a talented club. It wasn't playing to its fullest early on. We're still a little banged up physically, so we're still not the exact team that we envisioned back in January or February. But all that said, we know what we need to do, and we still think there are going to be brighter days ahead. But, clearly when you look at the last 2 weeks, it's been a lot better baseball and exciting to watch.
That's what makes baseball different from all the others. It's 162 games. It is such a long stretch from February to November. If you can make it work, that is a long, long way. How is Contreras? I really enjoyed the interview that Waino did with him on the telecast. Big smile on his face. Even though he's not playing, he's got to have a great vibe in that clubhouse. Is he getting closer?
Well, if you sit there and talk to him, he's going to come across as he's a day away.
Yeah.
You put out your hand and tell him to squeeze it, he's going to hurt you. So it is one of those things where I think like most people, when you have an injury like his, you're really looking at 10 to 12 weeks. Now, he might be someone that can beat that. We'll see. He's certainly doing everything he can to keep his body in shape and moving and working. And so I certainly wouldn't bet against him on that, but I also want to make sure that we're prudent and smart and we're not rushing him.
What about your pitching right now? I think that's a big question is A, Steven Matz's status, and B, what you will try to do if he's not available for you as a fifth starter.
Well, I definitely, we know the short view he's not going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to navigate that in terms of whether it's Libby or eventually someone like a Palante might get that opportunity. So we'll see. Obviously, it's not perfect. We do have some younger guys starting to emerge down in Memphis, that's good news. And we're also going to have to pay attention to what's happening on waiver wires and start kicking tires on potential trades because certainly we know we can't go the next 4 months with just trying to do bullpen games or backfilling with something that we're not 100% confident in. So we know there's a need there, and that's something we're just going to try to focus on.
Not to single out one or two guys because, you're still in the evaluation period, but do you like what you are seeing at the minor league level? Are those starters starting to emerge as you would expect them to?
Well, I definitely feel like when we talk about that group of like Zach Thompson and Palante, they were sent down there to stretch themselves out and, maybe simply put, throw more strikes. And both guys we're starting to do that. The one reason we kind of look at Palante over Zach is if we are going to sort of go with a piggyback model, it's nice to have a right-hander and a left-hander in that type of mix. Then when you talk about guys like Graceffo, McGreevy, Kloffenstein, those guys have all pitched pretty well of late, and that's good to see. And we want that to continue to build. Probably the one guy that's been the most consistent throughout the AAA season, got to remind yourself he's 22, is Sam Roberts, and just continues to really impress. I saw him throw live about a week and a half ago, and just a very aggressive pitcher, throws strikes, works quick, has a really good idea of what he's doing, and uber competitive. So I do think we're starting to see really exciting signs down there, but I also want to remain patient, not to rush someone. And if that's possible, I think that'll put, the organization in a much better spot.
Yeah, I understand that. And Walker's 22. He just turned 22. I know you spent some time in Memphis seeing him. What are the latest returns on Jordan?
He's still, working through some things, but I think his contact rate is improving. I think he's, trying to be more selective at the plate, which is good. The one thing that opened up eyes when you think back to 2022 and the early part of 2023 is just his hard contact. Like, his exit velocity is rarefied air, but you got to make contact. And the other issue with him was really his launch angle. And I hate to get into the weeds on that type of thing, because I think the most important thing is he has to have confidence in his strike zone. And when he does, his strength will ultimately carry him. But he's got to be able to make smart swing decisions. And if so, I think sky's the limit for him.
Appreciate that update on him, and good luck tonight. Thank you for joining us as always on these Sundays. Big game tonight again. They're all big, but having the Cubs on a Sunday night is pretty entertaining on Memorial Day weekend. Thank you, and congrats on last night.
Thank you.
John Mozeliak, Cardinals president of baseball operations, with us here on KMOX. Always good to have him. 11:44. When we come back, we will run through some of the stories of the day, get you updated on what's happening at the Indy 500. It has turned into a gorgeous day here in St. Louis. Beautiful out there. Hope you're out and about, whether you're out on the boat or you're getting that grill going. You got family together, the kids running around. Everybody be safe and have a great day. When we come back, we will get into some other things that are happening in sports, but also continue to concentrate on the Cardinals and Major League Baseball. We do it all here on Sports on a Sunday Morning on KMOX, and we are back right after this.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan, along with Dr. Colleen Bosler from the Audiology Center. Doctor, when should somebody typically get a hearing evaluation?
You know, Charlie, the simple answer to that would be at age 65. However, there are some contributing factors that might make people more at risk for hearing loss. Some people with a history of noise exposure or a family history of hearing loss, or those suffering from tinnitus. Those people should come in to have their hearing evaluated at age 60. And of course, anyone noticing difficulty hearing or ringing in the ears should come in as soon as they notice these changes.
That's the word from Dr. Colleen Bosler from the Audiology Center with 3 convenient locations: Florissant, St. Peter's, and Creve Coeur. Schedule an appointment today by calling 636-441-7470 or the Audiology Center STL.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
At Onder Law, we deliver big judgments for the little guy. We've negotiated over $5 billion in settlements. Onder Law takes on the biggest industries and holds them accountable. We've won millions for victims of truck accidents, drunk driving crashes, and workers' compensation. Call Onder Law, 314 or 618-9-million. That's 314 or 618-9, all zeros.
KMOX Weekend at your service. Sponsored by Air Comfort Service, Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Smokey the Bear. After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The KMOX Studios, powered by Onder Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com.
That's GetJim.com.
Opa! It's time for the most delicious event of the year. The St. Louis County Greek Fest is back at Assumption Greek Orthodox Church, May 24th through 27th. Join us Memorial Day weekend to experience authentic Greek food, live music, dancing, tours, and more. Pay by credit card only. Visit STLGreekFest.com for more.
What do Donna Vogt, Janet Williams, Susan Honor, and Jonathan Hurst have in common? They're just some of the best fans in baseball and winners of a pair of tickets to an upcoming game at $100 to Rawlings. Want to get in on the winning? To get entered, head to KMOX.com/contest and upload a photo of you decked out in your game day attire. The best fans in baseball, presented by KMOX and Rawlings, the mark of a pro.
Your garage door is always there for you, rain or shine. Are you taking your garage door for granted? Is it screeching and whining for attention? Trust Overhead Door Company of St. Louis to keep your garage door reliable. Maybe the old weather stripping needs replaced to keep out the cold and hot air. Call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Trusted here since 1926. For same-day service, call 314-781-5200 and schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive.
He hits a slammer. Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
11:50. Welcome back to the show. Our final few minutes here before we take you to the news at noon. A reminder, it's a night game for the Cardinals tonight at 6:10, and people are still buzzing about last night. It was fun. No doubt about it. It was a tough day up until that eighth inning. Here's the seventh.
The 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. And it's hit on the ground to the right side, and it is Gorman who smothers it. Slides to get it. His throw is offline, but Goldie can't come up with it. He dropped it. Goldie reached out to catch it, and they're going to say he didn't hold on long enough. I wonder if the Cardinals are going to want to look at that.
That was a tough one, an error on Paul Goldschmidt. You don't see that very often. And the Cardinals, as this started out, it was a Horner ground ball that was out to short, and Mason Wynn made the play. But Michael Busch reached on a missed catch error by Paul Goldschmidt. And here you have the Cardinals and the Cubs with Swanson walking. Busch goes to second base. And then Patrick Wisdom, the former Cardinal, does this.
There's a ground ball, and that is fair inside the third base bag, and it's off the wall down the left field line. Play's going to be at second base. Throw is offline. A double for Patrick Wisdom, and the Cubs have taken a 4-3 lead.
In the seventh inning. And the way things have been going for this offense lately, before this run that they were on, you would think that one run felt like five. You know, can the Cardinals actually get a clutch hit late in the game, or are they going to let this one get away? This Cardinals team is just different. They have really clicked in, and credit to Jojo Romero for locking things down as well, as he was able to get through a scoreless eighth inning and set things up in the bottom of the eighth. It's Mark Leiter Jr. replacing Tyson Miller, and Alec Burleson is the leadoff hitter. Burleson singles. That allows the Cardinals to get a little something going, and they stay with Burleson on the base paths. That's going to be important here. Ivan Herrera strikes out. It was a pitch that just caught the outside corner, and so he's gone. Then Mason Wynn pops out in foul territory to first base. You could tell, you could hear him on the telecast. The mic picked him up. He wasn't happy about it. And now there's two gone. And again, the old Cardinals just a couple of weeks ago, fans are like, oh boy, here we go again. The Cardinals are down 4-3. And then things just change. Here comes Matt Carpenter out of the dugout as a pinch hitter, and he does this.
He holds the bat down on the knob. The pitch. A swing, and there's a base hit right field. Suzuki comes up with the ball. Here's the throw. A play at the plate. Burleson slides. Safe! Safe at the plate. We're tied at 4. A close play. The call goes to the Cardinals. And a hit for Carpenter, driving in the tying run, sending the go-ahead run to third.
The Cubs challenged that play, but the call on the field was upheld. It's an RBI single for Matt Carpenter as Alec Burleson slides under the tag, but the ball was in the right hand of the catcher, and the glove was in his left hand. And so we didn't make the tag. Then he got in there anyway. Pinch runner Dylan Carlson comes in for Carpenter. And here comes Brendan Donovan.
Leiter from the belt. Here it comes. A swing and a ground ball. Base hit left field. It scores 1. It scores 2. The Cardinals lead 6-4. And I smell the coffee brewing.
So do we. John Rooney with the call on KMOX. A monster game there, a monster hit. Brendan Donovan had a big day. We'll go through the numbers in just a moment. Then a wild pitch by Porter Hodge. That puts Donovan at second base. Doesn't matter. He would have scored anyway on this. Newt.
Nootbaar swings, and he drives the ball toward the gap in right center field. The ball gets down. That rolls all the way to the wall. Donovan scores. Nootbaar's on his way to third. The throw, the slide. Safe at third. A triple for Lars Nootbaar. 7-4 in favor of the Cardinals in the bottom of the 8th. And the 2-out scoring continues.
How much fun is this? If you were at the game or you were watching on TV, you missed that radio call by John Rooney. That was an awesome call, but this game is not over. The Cardinals, Goldschmidt strikes out swinging, so it's a 7-4 Cardinals lead as we head to the ninth inning. The ball goes to Ryan Helsley. But if you've watched Cards-Cubs, if you've watched the Cardinals in baseball and a closer comes into the game, things can happen. And Helsley gets a base hit by Swanson and a base hit by Madrigal. Now it's first and second and nobody out. Ian Happ flies out to center. And here comes Mike Tauchman.
Even with the grass off the line to third for the left-handed batting Tauchman, who lines it into right for a base hit. And the Cubs inch closer. First and second with one out as Tauchman drives in Swanson.
And then Seiya Suzuki flies out to left, and there are two gone. The last chance is Cody Bellinger.
Bellinger, 7 homers, 22 RBIs, swings, and a base hit to right field. That scores Madrigal. And on to third base, representing the tying run, Tauchman. Bellinger keeps this game going, and it's a 1-run game, 7-6 Cardinals.
Just 90 feet away, but it's Christopher Morel. He is the last opportunity.
The pitch on the way, a swing and a ground ball behind second. Gorman steps on second, a Redbird winner. Bellinger is out 4 and assisted coming down, and this ball game has come to an end. The Cardinals have outlasted the Cubs and light up the night in downtown St. Louis. A 7-6 Redbird winner.
Great win for the Cardinals, 7-6 over the Cubs. Just a chance one more time for you to hear those highlights if you hadn't before. We will have the pregame at 5:15, 6:10 first pitch. The Cardinals and Cubs tonight. As John would say, the Sunday night game of the world. We will have it here on KMOX. The start of the Indianapolis 500 has been delayed as a thunderstorm passes through the Indianapolis area. We'll continue to update you on that. They had to evacuate about 125,000 fans who had already arrived for the greatest spectacle in racing. Now, it's unclear how long this delay will last, but the Speedway has hoped for a window after this initial band of rain that would allow enough time to dry the track and complete at least 101 laps. That would make the race official. Thanks for joining us. This has been Sports on a Sunday Morning on KMOX.
What's wrong with Rick? He's kind of spacey. That's Rick's identical twin, Scott. He's not used to answering to Rick. What's going on? Rick asked me to keep it secret, but he asked his twin to cover his shift so he could go to Diamond's Direct to Shop. But this is a jewelry store. Exactly. But the prices and selection are so much better at Diamond.